A2TP podcast, episode 28. How y'all doing out there? We back in the house. Your boy International Walk and my beautiful
co-hostess with the mostest, your girl Tosh.
What's up, International Walk, A2TP podcast, episode 28. This shit is going fast.
Is
episode, it? Yeah, episode 28. Like
that's more than half the year.
It is. That's dope. Like the goal was 52, and to be like.
The goal was 52?
No, like the first year goal.
Oh, the short year,
yeah.
Short term. Okay.
Like to keep going, don't miss a week, and get 52. So that's that was a short term goal.
Yeah.
But 28. That's,
we didn't miss any weeks. I remember one week, I didn't show up. We was not in a good place, and I didn't show up, so we had to do it the next day.
Ain't nothing but a little straightening. You know, ain't nothing but a little straightening. So once we did that, then
what you straightening?
Then we here every week. You know, but ain't nothing but a little straightening. Just so y'all
they
know.
don't know we were there every
know.
week. We still was there that week.
But you just shared that you wasn't there for a week. We might have just didn't film that day, but we still, was up. But ain't nothing but a little straightening. Ain't nothing but a little straightening. Let's get
you
that
better
out
straighten
of there.
that beard.
Get that out of there.
Yeah, let's get that
Ain't
out the
nothing
way.
but a little straightening. How you doing?
I'm okay.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Well, we gotta do a check. This is where we're transparent at. So
yeah, there's some things on my mind, but I'm okay. Sometimes in life.
Well, hold up.
Are wives and woes?
No, that's after the fact. The mental check is before we go there. But life, mental, financial.
Sometimes, oh my God, I don't want to be emotional.
Don't be emotional. And if you are, then you are.
Sometimes life just puts things in perspective. And that's all.
Okay. It's all right, my baby.
Stop. I am not here to cry for your people.
No, you're not here to cry for my people, but this is where we transparent at. We ain't gonna be up here making you cry.
You know what it is? I think I just have a mixed bag of emotions. I'm a little bit angry.
Mm-hmm.
My feelings is a little bit hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a little bit sad.
And I know you, just from me knowing you, I know that, I know all about your fucking anger. That's number one.
And I think that's what I'm trying to subside because, when I cry, we talked about last week, I'm not a crybaby anymore. But I cry when I'm mad and when my feelings is hurt. And then a combination of both is like, that's probably why I couldn't eat dinner. My stomach hurt.
Well,
but
I'm
okay.
here for you. I know, I'm glad it ain't me. But I'm here for you and I love you. And it's gonna be all right.
I know.
It's gonna be all right. Don't let yourself get all stressed out about stuff.
All right, I'm good. Can we retake this?
No. So what's your mental 1 to 10?
It's probably a 7 because if I'm honest with myself, again, I know I'm not perfect, but sometimes, like I said, life puts things in perspective and it makes you question yourself. But what I've learned is if you know your intentions are pure, even if it doesn't come out right or if somebody's hurt by something, not saying that, if somebody's hurt by something and your intentions were pure, then it doesn't matter. But you got to stand by what you do. Like Toya says, stand what you do. I had to get it right. Stand what you do. And I stand by decisions that I make, especially when I know my heart is in the right place. If I can apologize to people if I did something to offend them or hurt them or whatever the situation may be. It doesn't mean that things don't still affect you. But if you're a mature person, then you should take a step back to reevaluate yourself and see, is it something that I could have done differently? So I guess that's where I'm a 7 in that reevaluation phase.
You can't expect you out of somebody else.
Right.
So you can't expect people to be as mature as you. You can't expect people to react as you would, and just because something is meant from the heart and it's not intentional, that still doesn't mean you can't apologize. It still doesn't mean that a person that's offended isn't really offended.
Just because you didn't mean to.
Yeah, just because you didn't mean to. So just keep that in mind. And, you know, whether it be something that you might have to, you know, get into, or something you might just have to apologize and leave alone. You know, either or. Like, just do you. Do us. Like, you might just have to, I'm sorry, you're right, and leave that alone.
Yep. But I'm a 7. I'm okay.
Financially, she always good.
I'm a 1 because I need $1 million.
Get the fuck out of here. I need a number.
Financially, I'm gonna say a 7. Not because money is an issue. We just got a lot of things to do. But I'm grateful. God knows I ain't complaining. We just got a lot that we want to do. Mm-hmm. But I'm a 7 with hope to be a 10. You know, last week we had that conversation. He had some hesitation. I've been trying to push his button. And
push my button about what?
Now we have a meeting with our investment advisor on Friday.
That's what's up. I never was closed-minded to that.
I didn't say you were closed-minded. You see, a lot of times you will.
Plus, I don't know him, so I can't set the meeting.
But you weren't like pushing towards. It was like, I'm open to it, but it wasn't like you were rolling the ball.
But I don't have to be. I just have to be on board when you say, hey, babe, we're going to do this.
Okay, I'm good.
That's all I have to be. I don't have to be the initiator. You know the guy. I don't.
All right, so I'm a 7, but I have hope. Again, a 7 just because we got, you know, being grown is expensive.
And it's hard.
You know, let alone the things that you have to do. Bills. Let's just say bills, whatever they are, whatever your bills are. Then when things happen, you know, you might need a new electric panel. You might need windows, the refrigerator, the sink, whatever. You know, things just happen. Then let's add to that the things that you just want. Vacation. Why is vacation so expensive?
Well, in respect to not, we earned it. And we
but I just mean like when people were talking about like the pre-COVID flight or like I don't want to say pre-COVID.
It's a business. Shit was down. Now it's open back up, and people like us, you scratching our ass to go somewhere. So
we going.
We going. It ain't nothing like that. We going. It's almost like one of them coming to America things where you wanna spin the globe and be like, we going there. Because just trying to make a decision it's hard. Especially
for you, because you're so.
All right, can I get on to my
Yes.
Because you're about to tell me about myself.
But I'm looking forward to doing an episode from wherever our destination is. I'm looking forward to that.
We only got one episode on vacation, and it was episode 2, and that was in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Yep. And we was dry.
Yeah, we did. We did a little.
You up there like.
But that was a good episode. We did a little bit of content in Jamaica, but not an episode. Well, we weren't there on our regular filming schedule. So
right.
Yeah.
And we was with another couple.
Our family, yeah.
So was mental. Mental was a 7. Financial was a 7.
Life's an 8. Yeah, life's an 8. No complaints.
What was the other one? Work.
Work's a 7.
Work's a 7. What can we do to improve those numbers?
In terms of work,
on life.
On life,
life at a 7. What can we do to improve that?
You know, life. Okay. No, I said life was an 8.
Well, what can we do to make it a 9? Tap that ass.
You're so nasty. I think 8 is good. Like, I mean,
8 is good. I just said 9 is better.
Vacation. Okay. On vacation, you asked me that question on vacation. Yeah.
That's an answer.
And you know, I've been having some small health things that those were out the way. That might be a little improvement too. But I'm healthy. I'm not claiming nothing bad, but you know.
Right.
It is what it is.
How can we improve mental?
mental's a work in progress. You know, it fluctuates. Mental fluctuates moment by moment. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Why moment by moment? How can your mental fluctuate moment by moment? Like,
because anything can, and I guess this isn't a good thing. You shouldn't allow anything to just happen to come along and change your mental, but it can. So, I mean, you never, it could be a phone call you get, it could be.
But from day to day?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Your mental status doesn't change from day to day.
I don't think that rapidly. It may change from week to week. I'll give it that, but I don't think, and I don't want to say every 2 days or every 3 days, but I could probably feel different twice a week. Sometimes I could feel different twice a month. So it's not like every day I get up and think.
That's like robotic.
Like, no,
bit.
I have the same goal is to wake up, say my prayers, be positive, do positive things, do something nice for somebody that day, say something nice to somebody that day. And then, you know, like that's kind of like my routine. So as
yeah,
long
that's
as
your
I'm doing
goal.
that,
but what if something comes along
that kind of hinders that,
or just interrupts the flow?
I don't think I try not to let it.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I try to like not to let things.
So I'm a little unstable then.
Bandwidth, babe. We gotta go back a few episodes.
No, I understand.
Quite a
few. Bandwidth has become my favorite word.
You only got.
Sometimes I need to adjust bandwidth.
Well, you got. Sometimes you gotta clean your hard drive. Yeah, you gotta clean your hard drive. Sometimes your hard drive got a whole bunch of shit in it. Stuff from 2012, stuff from 2010. We're in 2021.
Yep, sometimes it's easier said than done. But it's necessary. I'm not disagreeing. It's necessary.
Just because things are easier said than done don't mean they can't be done.
I agree 1,000%.
I'm
I'm very agreeable tonight.
How can you How can you
so you probably can ask me to do anything, and I'll probably.
How can you improve work? You can't do anything then.
Vacation will probably improve work. Like work is what it is, and you know I struggle with work because personally, like internally with work, not struggle with work, literally, because sometimes I feel like, you know how I get when I start feeling like something isn't challenging.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't really want to do this, and I'm not as focused. And that's when I start looking for not another job in terms of another company, but I start looking at what's the next best thing for me, because I like a challenge. And I had to start telling myself, you know what, at some point, just kind of ride the wave. Like, you don't always have to be in that process of achieving something, or like I think that's what I have tricked myself into thinking was the goal. But at some point, it's all right to just kind of ride the wave and enjoy, you know, that balance, or that plateau, where you never know what may come along that may, you know, give you some inclination to learn more, or to do more, or something more on your lap. But you don't always have to be, and this is saying this to myself, you don't always have to be seeking that. So
no, I don't think nobody should always wake up having to be challenged every day. That's a rambunctious energy to have all the time in your head that this isn't challenging. I gotta move on.
But don't you feel like that sometimes, like when you're at a work site for so long, like you said,
I felt
you
like
start
that at the Arsenal, because
yeah.
I was the first job site I was ever at for almost 3 years. But I took the good with the bad. It was like I worked so hard there and did so much that when it became monotonous and boring, it was like, this is my downtime. Like,
yeah.
I'm rewarded this. Like, let me stop tripping about not doing nothing all day, because I remember days where I had 15 things to do.
So that's what I'm allowing to settle in my mind.
They paying me for this, then I earned it. So that's what that was. About you, about me, about us. Well, you got wows and woes?
I'm just happy to be here, man. My wow, I'm just grateful.
So
I'm just grateful that God woke me up this morning for the last 7 days since we were here. You know, last time. I'm grateful to, you know, my family is healthy, and you know, we here and we doing our thing. My only woe is, the world is not the happiest place, and I just pray for all the people in Philadelphia. Again, we keep saying this because it ain't getting no better.
Murders, these murders are ridiculous.
And you know what? I pray for the young men who are alive, who are experiencing this. My nephew is 17 years old. We talked about this before. He is going he's going to be a senior in high school. Since he's been in the 7th grade, every year someone in his school has been murdered. Today, there was someone else, and I'm
murdered.
Yeah.
Damn.
It was a shooting with 3 teenage boys. 2 of them were killed. I'm grateful. Sorry for the fact that none of them have been like a close friend to him, but these are boys that he knows. Something that I've never had to experience in life.
Probably played baseball with.
Something I've never experienced in life. They were in the same grade. Like something that I've never experienced in life, of having someone that I know on a close, like, hey, how you doing basis. Like I like this frequently. Not to say I don't know anybody who's got
an
killed,
associate.
but this frequently.
A school associate.
And it's creating like some PTSD, I think, for these young boys, and not all of them know how to talk about it or communicate, because it's just become so everyday, like you see in a story. My nephew doesn't want to go back to in-person school. Now, I will say, yes, I know this is bothering him, these killings that are happening. And he doesn't live in the section of the city where his school is, so he has to travel there. I will say, I'm sure he enjoys the comfort of virtual school. But
I'm gonna speak from the man's perspective. As a boy that age, you're scared.
Yeah.
Because again, he doesn't come from a place where he can say, I'm scared. I'm gonna carry a gun, because that's not him, or he wouldn't know where to, how to finagle that. But he's scared. Like there's and you don't want to say it like I'm scared of going outside, because that's not the case. It's just you're scared of something happening, and you see all these young kids dying your age, and when stuff like that happens, kids and friends that you spoke to die. That shit makes you think about yourself, because they're in the same environment that you walk around in. They're in the same environment that you try to navigate through. So when shit like that happens, yeah, as a 16, 17, 18-year-old kid, you think, damn, like, is it me next? Is it going to be me?
And you got to think to yourself, even if these young boys aren't involved in any nonsense, any street stuff, just think about you in high school, you're a regular boy, you get into a scuffle, an argument or something with a boy, you got to think, is he going to come back to shoot me? Like, my nephew's not a punk. He's always been a fighter. So that's just who not a fighter in the sense of always getting in trouble, but he will defend himself.
Yeah, he's not a street dude at all.
But he's not a street dude. He's not going to back down from nobody. But you face now a predicament. Something dumb happened in school. It could be over anything that kids argue about. Okay, if a fight break out, now you got to think, what might happen to me?
Right.
Like I'm not going to be a punk and back down, but is this going to result into something bigger? Is somebody going to call their homies, their brothers, whomever? And now, because we got into what may just be a chest bumping, or we really scrapped, we fought, and now is that going to result into something else? It's a shame for these kids, and I pray for those, of course, the families of those losing children, but those who have the children that they have to console as a result of this. So
yeah, it's a bad thing. I feel bad for them, because I know that feeling. I know that, you think in any time, and then when the bullets start flying, they ain't got no name on them. Anybody can get shot. So I know that feeling. I mean, I'm glad he got an outlet as far as his gaming to keep him busy.
And he has a good group of friends. Like they into games. They go out to the mall all the time. These kids, I don't know where the hell they get all this money from, always shopping. So they do activities. So they are in the streets, but not in the hood. Like they do stuff. They go out. They hang out. Everybody's always having a party, a dinner, something that they do. So he has a good, solid group of friends that he's been friends with since probably the last 10 plus years. But still, you just never know. You never know.
No, it could be somebody trying to rob him or one of his friends or whatever. But, that one decision
Yeah.
That shit can change shit indefinitely.
Y'all they somewhere, a group of boys, they see another group of boys who just want to like act tough. You never know who got what
or you
on
out
them.
with
You
your
just...
friends and one of your friends got beef with somebody else and they get to talking and like she said, you don't want to be no punk and you with your friends. You want to stand tall with them. But again, making that decision to stand tall could, you could lose your life. Your friend could lose his life. Person on the other side could lose their life. Like, your life can change just like that. Like, that shit just not worth it.
Over something so invaluable.
And that's the problem with the young kids today that doing all the shooting is they don't value no type of life. Like, they don't care at all. Like, they just don't care. And I know that feeling of being 15, 16 and can't see 30. Like, I know that feeling. You can't even see that far when you active and in it. But to throw your life away at 15, 16 years old, like, in hindsight, knowing what I know now, like, that shit just, it's a terrible, terrible thing. Potential wasted. It's just a terrible, terrible fucking thing. So those are your do's and don'ts? I mean, your wows and woes?
Yeah.
That's your do's and don'ts.
What's your wows and woes?
That I made it another week. I passed all my inspections at work. Those are stressful for me, but passed all of those. My woes is, when you sad, I'm sad. So when stuff bothers you, it bothers me. And when people bother you, then I don't like people. So
You can't be like that.
That's just who I am, though. I love people, but I don't like people messing with my baby's feelings and my baby's heart. So that's one of my woes. Now that we got that straight, little segment called About You, About Me, About Us.
Oh, that sounds so cute.
Question about you.
I feel like a rainbow is going across, like, about you, about me, about us.
It's not that deep. What's one thing I don't know about you?
Oh.
See if you be truthful with this shit.
Oh my goodness. One thing you don't know about me.
Which means I'm finding out something new right now.
Whew. I think.
And don't make me call bullshit. People, don't make me call bullshit.
I have this strong desire. I won't. That's distracting. I don't know if you. I have this strong desire. I want to be a writer. I want to be a writer later in my life.
A writer?
Yeah, like that. And the irony is that only a very few people know this about me. I almost did not graduate high school.
I never knew that. You was MG. You always talk that MG shit, mentally gifted.
I'm gonna tell you why. I love writing, but I'm more of like a freelance writer in my mind. Like, I have to just feel it. It has to be about something that I want to write about. I don't like structured writing.
So you don't like to be told, write about this.
Exactly.
You don't like topical writing.
So in 12th grade, your senior class project or whatever, I don't know the exact name of it, but it was in English. Miss Sandra Johnson. Everybody who had Miss Johnson, but I think everybody in 12th grade had this, regardless of who your teacher was. You had your senior class project that was worth 75% of your grade. Now, everybody in high school knows English is a major subject. If you fail English, math, or social studies, or science,
get left down.
No, you will, because those are the 4 major subjects. So I didn't do it. I was just struggling with it. Like, I was just struggling with it. And I will say, and I don't know if this girl watches, but I'm going to give her a shout out. We are friends on Instagram, Kylie Hopkins. We were in English together, and like towards the end of the year, I ended up just copying her paper, tweaking it or whatever, submitting it. I don't even know if Miss Johnson read it, but it was just on the strength that I turned it in that I ended up passing. So, I mean, my grades essentially were good, but because of that one paper, I would have failed English and not graduated high school. So I say all that to say, I don't like structured writing, but I love writing. And one of my goals that I have one day is to submit a freelance article to Essence or maybe some other magazines too. But I would like to be a freelance writer.
So it's fair to say you was almost done.
I was never dumb. I was dumb for not doing it. But I was almost left back in 12th grade. I just remember.
It's like you get all them grades 1 through 11 and get left back in. You don't get left back in the 12th.
I would just remember thinking, how am I going to explain this to my mom? Like that, to be honest, that was the driving force of like, which is stupid. Like I should have wanted to do it for myself, but it was like, there's no way in the world I can get away with this. I can't hide it. Like,
and is it me? I didn't go to like 12th grade in high school, but isn't it like the grade you do the least in? Although it's the 12th, like you barely go to school, you barely have assignments.
No, Girls High was not set up like that. Like when people had work schedules and they would.
That's how I always thought 12th grade. Like I always anticipated it being hard, but when you got there, it was like your leisure year. Like you a senior, shit's kind of lax.
Absolutely
You got
not.
2 classes a day. You going home at 12 o'clock every day.
Girls High wasn't set up like that. No.
That's how public schools was.
Well, Girls High is a public school. It just wasn't set up like that. You had a full schedule that was just as complicated as 9th through 11th grade.
If you could speak another language, what would it be?
Mandarin Chinese.
What the fuck for?
Because
how many times a day you gonna use that?
You know how many people you can communicate with in like the IT world, the financial world.
Indian people.
Huh?
They are Indians.
But there's a lot of Chinese people.
In IT.
In IT, in finance, yeah.
I deal with IT people a lot at every job.
Well, maybe
site.
not IT.
So I'm saying,
maybe not IT.
I probably know 12 different
more like
IT
electronics.
outfits.
I do too. I know a lot of people in IT too. So maybe not IT per se, but it would be Mandarin. Why are you checking my answers?
I'm just asking what's the draw to Mandarin, and then you said IT, and I was just confused.
I think Chinese.
It's Indian people.
But I think Chinese. I think having it. Oh, you know what? So that I'm thinking like in terms of it being allowing some access into a different financial world, but on a just everyday basis, I would love to be able to speak fluent Spanish.
Mine would be Spanish.
That's because you just like the way it sounds.
I don't have to answer these questions, but
I thought it was about me, about you, about us.
Yeah, you didn't get to about me yet. This is about you.
Okay.
Get it?
Okay, I thought it was the same question.
No.
Okay. But yeah, I would say fluent Spanish. You know, I know un poquito.
Un poquito.
But I would love to be able to. I can read it. I know a little
5
bit.
words. In Puerto Rico, I was dying to say, get in the mix with somebody in the conversation.
I just keep saying those 5 words.
I'm just trying to.
What's the 5 words?
I don't know. I got to be in the mood.
In the mood to
like
say.
Que pasa and
That's just what's up.
I know. Well, that's 2 words.
Okay.
What else do I know? Hasta mañana. See you tomorrow. That's 3 words. I know a couple other phrases.
Okay.
So yeah, I just wanted to be out there. Like
you can use them on me every now and then.
I wanted to play too.
Just to kind of keep it fresh in your mind.
Kept saying the same one.
We can have a role play night where you be Juan Diaz.
And I say the same shit over
and I'll be
over.
Maria Torres.
Hasta mañana.
You can't tell me see you tomorrow.
Hasta mañana. No. Hasta mañana. If you could travel to 3 countries, where would you go?
Colombia.
She want to snort a line of coke in Colombia so bad. And like I'm trying to tell her she's 40, right? She can't be snorting coke in Colombia. Like that's not a place you want to go to.
Saying it's like
not a place you want to go to.
Somebody from my job might
snorting coke. Like can't do that. Can't do that. I won't allow it. We will not do that. But a bucket list thing for her is to go to Cartagena Is that right?
Cartagena, we're going for my birthday.
And
no,
no
drugs.
We're not doing that.
No drugs.
Out of all places, you don't want to go to the rawest cocaine place and snort cocaine.
No drugs. Cartagena, well, Colombia, that's the country. I would like to visit, it's 52 countries I think 52 countries in Africa. If I had to pick any, I would probably say South Africa because
it's more commercialized.
Well, because I want to go to the safari.
Oh. Well, they got those in Zaire and Zimbabwe and shit. They got hotels.
Well, maybe
where
to
they eat
your
animals in the lobby.
Maybe to your point, it's more not even so much commercialized, but it's more modernized.
Okay. So there's comforts there that's not in Zimbabwe.
But I would think. I don't know, but I would think. Oh my God, there's other countries in Africa too, but I don't want to stay in the same continent. So I'll just say Colombia. I'll say South Africa, and maybe India. But I want to go to like this. I say
get
this
up with the continents and countries, so I'm not gonna question you. But India is in Asia, so that's the country in Asia.
Yes.
Asia's the continent.
Yes.
See, I thought about it.
This is bad, and I don't. In my mind, I feel like I want to do this, but I wouldn't. I dislike when people visit places and they want to go see the slums. Like, unless you're going there on like some volunteerism to help people, but just to go and see. But when you see like,
it's the only, not to cut you off, but I like to do that. That's the only way you're going to see culture. Like, I really wanted to go to La Perla, and actually, I just saw a video the other day, and it was dated July the 5th.
Mm-hmm.
And a guy walked into La Perla, young kid.
La Perla is a section of the city, is a section of San Juan in Puerto Rico, if you don't know.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like
one of the worst
one of the worst places on earth, one of the worst hoods on earth, but it's 10 feet from the beach. Mm-hmm. But it's bad. It really is. And this kid walked in there and bought $60 worth of weed, and he had a mask on and everything, like just the other day. Mm-hmm. And he went in that thing. He was like, it's one way in, and he walked up to some dudes, and he's like, I gotta put the phone away. And he took it back out and was like, I got what I need. I bought some gas, and I'm back out.
See, like, yeah, I mean,
he just walked right in there, like nobody walked him in or nothing. He just walked up to some dudes on the corner.
I mean, they say if you follow the protocols, like no phones, no cameras, then you'll be okay. I'm just not that inclined to want to see another hood in the sense of just looking. If I'm going there on a missionary, kind of thing where we're helping people, taking food, water, clothes, that sort of thing, that's what I would be more interested in doing than just like oohing and ahhing, like, oh my God, look how poor the people are. But, when you talk about being poor in America and being poor in, I don't even know if parts of India are considered, this might be a stupid question. I don't know. I know they talk about third world countries. Is it like something less than third world, like a fourth world, fifth world country? Because, there are some parts of like India, some parts of Africa that are just like so desolate and impoverished. I don't even think it's the word.
Some parts of Russia, some parts of Africa, some parts of Brazil. Like, there's some slum places.
Yeah. So I think I want to go to, those would be my three countries: Colombia, South Africa, and India.
If you could be an expert at anything, what would it be?
The Bible.
Oh, I was about to say, she gonna say psychology. But you went where your heart said.
Yeah. I would want to really
so you want
understand.
To be like an evangelist? Oh, okay, just understand.
Yeah, but
like an evangelist.
But that too. But I don't have any aspirations to like be minister.
Tasha Dollar, like Creflo.
He got his wife's name is Taffy. Is that her real name?
Or Joel Osteen?
No, but I would like to go around like I said, like on those.
Fuck Joel Osteen too. But go ahead. He did some grimy shit. I just read about him, but go ahead.
On those evangelical missions. I think I know what you're talking about. And I may have an opposing view to that. But nevertheless, I think I would like to, I think I would enjoy in a different light going on like evangelical missions, spreading the word, teaching people about God. Like, but again, I don't know everything it needs to. So I would love to be an expert on the Bible and have a clearer understanding of some things that would enable me to spread God's love.
If I got drunk and fucked somebody else, what would
spread
you do?
God's love. If I got drunk and F somebody else, what a segue.
Would you forgive me?
No. No, let me say this. I probably would have to forgive you. That F word. I probably would have to forgive you, but will we reconcile? Probably not.
Even if I was drunk?
First of all, you don't even drink. So how did you allow yourself to get drunk? How did you allow yourself to lose your inhibitions to not only get drunk, but allow yourself to be subjected to having sex with another woman? What the hell was wrong with you?
I was drunk.
First, why were you drunk?
I made a mistake and had a drink.
You made a mistake?
Well, I had a drink.
How many drinks you had
Obviously,
to allow yourself?
If you had a drink, you're going to want 2 drinks. Then you're going to want 3 drinks. Then I went too fucking far. 1 drink had me drunk.
Should we reverse this question?
No. This is about you.
Okay. I would yes, I would forgive you. I would hope that I could forgive you.
That's all.
Yeah.
That was the answer.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody said nothing about reconciliation.
Mm-hmm.
What is the most difficult challenge for you right now?
This is a great question. Allowing myself to release control. In various situations of life. So now, as a wife, it's sometimes, I enjoy, there was a conversation or some dialogue that I was partaking in with somebody about being submissive. Like somebody was asking questions and it was just people discussing their views on it. And one of the things that I feel strongly about, when you have a spouse that you can trust their leadership and their guidance, it makes being submissive that much easier. And I enjoy the comfort in being able to be submissive in the sense of allowing you to lead, and me follow you. Doesn't mean that it makes it easier. It doesn't mean that it makes it completely easy. It makes it easier because of who you are, but because of who I am, I still have some, issues that I have to overcome and just fully surrendering that control.
It's weird that a woman thinks like that. Well, you, because you have issues. So I don't know if the average woman thinks like that. Women out there, I don't know if you do think like that. But as a man, for me, them two go hand in hand. Like
what?
A submissive wife and a man who doesn't fuck up leadership.
But some men just expect you to be submissive and they ain't a great leader.
But for me, that goes hand in hand. Like, that's how I think about it. Like, if you've proven yourself and you have led y'all as a couple to, levels higher than where you started, of course, with your help. But if you've stepped your game up in every aspect, or tried to, at least, and things have gone well for the most part, not saying you haven't made mistakes, but things have gone well for the most part, then I think as a man, you've earned that out of your wife. If you haven't, and you fuck up money, and you ain't got the mortgage, and you tell her no, like, yeah, you shouldn't follow a man like that.
Yeah, but
so for me, they go hand in hand. If you taking care of your business and you leading your wife the way you would lead yourself, and you're not lying to her, and everything's up front, and you trying to do the best interest, all those things, you trying to do things within the best interest for y'all, then yeah, like, as a man, let me lead, because I'm not fucking up.
But leadership extends beyond just finances too. Yeah, so I don't want to just mistake this by saying finances. Whether it's in all aspects of life. Like, this may be something that some women might be like, oh hell no, you don't agree with, or you're not in alignment with, and that's completely fine, because again, this ain't no advice show, this ain't no self-help, we ain't telling nobody what to do. In terms of, like, I'm okay with you how can I say this? You never tell me what I can't wear, but you might be like, babe, that's a little too risque. Like, you like me to be sexy. I like to be sexy. I don't like to be, I never dress overtly sexy, where I got, all my boobs out, or I like crop tops. I don't know why in my later years,
She like
to
have a little bit of belly out. She like
I
to
like
have a little
crop
bit of
tops.
belly out.
And,
A little bit of belly out.
I like to look sexy. I like to look classy. I don't like to look trashy. There's some things that I might like, and you might be like, babe, I don't know about that. That's a little too short. Or, it's not much that you give. I was going to say, it's not much that you give input on, but if you do, I'm okay with that, because I know it's from a place of love, not from a place of like, oh, this nigga trying to tell me what to do. He trying to tell me what to wear.
I probably could do that 3 times in a year. So it's
right.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. It's not that. That's what I'm. But some women may
go out every weekend.
Some women may just have like, what was that about the? Oh, I was. It's so for something I was gonna wear a couple weekends ago, and you was like, whoa, like. You like wearing that?
A shirt bra, but and it was like, okay, it's a shirt, but
it's a bra.
It's like
almost
right here. Like usually it stops here. This one stops like here.
And I was like, all right, just tell me, tell me how you feel. Tell me what you think about it. And you was like, let me think about it. And we was chilling, getting dressed, getting ready or whatever. And I thought to myself, if I get whatever it was, I ended up changing. But and he never even said anything about it. Later on, he's like, come on, I don't care about your shirt. But I had already changed. But it wasn't even because of you. I thought to myself, oh, I had something else on. I was like, I had something over. And I'm like, if I wanted to take this off, I wouldn't feel comfortable with just that on. So I was like, all right, let me put something else on. So if I do take off the top layer, I will feel more comfortable. Nevertheless, again, that's just one example of leadership. Like, you're my husband. I'm okay with that. I don't feel like you're telling me what to do. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Or so that's why I say leadership doesn't.
I want you to be sexy when you're on my arm. I just don't want motherfuckers gawking at you. Then I'm putting an awkward situation.
Remember that time we was in the casino? And the crazy thing is, I was clothed. Like, my dress actually had a little bit of turtleneck. It was long sleeve down to my knees, and that's when you took me to see Jill Scott, and we was in the casino.
They was all up on you.
He was like, let's go. Like, if they could have burnt the whole,
I remember that.
I still got it.
I remember. Who was you with, though?
I still got. Who was you with?
Who was you with, though?
Who was you with?
You forget, like, you the prize and everything, but I ain't no motherfucking slouch.
Oh, you definitely ain't.
I ain't no motherfucking slouch here, you know what I'm saying?
You're not a slouch at all,
Daddy.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
I was happy to have you on my arm,
right,
too.
All right, then. You know what I'm saying?
All right, what's your next question?
What's 5 things on your life list?
My life list?
Yep.
What is that, like a bucket list?
No, bucket list is a bucket list. This is a life list. What's 5 things you want to do in life?
Okay, I was just kind of confused. So 5 things that I want to do in life. I want to go skydiving. I want
put
to
you down for skydiving.
I want to be a published author.
So do I, but go ahead.
5 things. I want to have
3 more.
At some point I want to start my nonprofit. Just don't know where to begin and what to do, but that's one thing. I want to be a great wife.
Put you down for a great wife. One more.
I just want to spread love.
Spread love. You're a bucket of mush. fucking.
I'm serious. Like,
you
it's
wanted
so
to cry,
easy.
she a fucking stone. Then all of a sudden she cries, and she ain't a stone. Then she a bucket of mush.
I told you I'm not a stone. I just don't cry about everything like I used to.
Okay, about me. These ain't my questions. These are all yours.
Oh.
Name 2 things I do well.
Oh, wow. 2 things you do well. You're a great carpenter.
Say it again.
You are a great carpenter. And you protect me well.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Forget your own questions here? Can't handle dead air. We live on air.
Keep talking.
I'm just saying about you. You got scared? If you scared, say you're scared.
Name one thing I don't do that you wish I did.
Socialize more.
Put me down for a socialize.
Yeah, you're not. And it's so funny because you have...
People make me angry.
No, they don't. You blossom so much in terms of, like, I always knew who you are, but in sharing that with others, a la, here's a podcast.
Yeah.
But you still, and I don't want to, like, put your business out there. This is HIPAA. You suffer from anxiety, and your anxiety is...
I've been transparent with that.
Your anxiety is exacerbated in social settings. So that, is the climax of where your anxiety overwhelms you. So that's something that I wish, but because I know it ain't like you just some mean person who just don't want to be around people. I think you have gotten this much more comfortable, but you got some work to do.
Have you seen me change since we've been married?
1,000. No, I won't say 1,000%. Absolutely, yes.
Okay. What is my most difficult challenge right now?
Your most difficult challenge is feeling understood.
Man, you hitting this on the head.
Ow.
You think you know me?
I do, a little bit.
What's your favorite quality in me?
Your determination and willpower. Like, if you say you're going to do something, it's almost like you know me, I'm super competitive. Mm-hmm. Like, but I'm more so super competitive with, not with others, like I'm in competition with others, but like family game nights, I go hard. Like, I'm just really competitive, in a fun kind of way. Mm-hmm. But
not all the time.
But I go too far.
Sometimes.
You go too far.
You gotta relax.
Yeah. But you just have really, your willpower is astounding. Sometimes to the point where it's a little bit annoying because, like, I'll just say in terms, annoying, but it's for our good. But like in terms of, the doctor told him he needed to watch what he eat, and this was like 2 years ago. Immediately, he stopped eating. We used to love Swedish fish and Mike and Ike's and spaghetti. And don't get me wrong, every now and then, if we at like an event or something and somebody got some candy or something, I will indulge. He will not. Like, he just has such extreme willpower. It's a good thing.
Appreciate that. Aside from money and time, if I could have one thing, what would it be?
Aside from money and time, if you could have one thing, what would it be? I mean, I don't want to repeat an answer and say like understanding from people. I would say a great relationship with your daughter. Like a great, just a good, comfortable, peaceful, loving relationship. Not to say that it's not peaceful and loving, it's progressing, but I think that's what, if you could like snap your fingers and have that, that's what it would be.
Okay. About us.
That was just a few questions.
What's your favorite memory of us?
Wow. And 20 years, our wedding, I would have to say. Like,
that was dope.
That was
dope.
Like you ever experienced something in life where everything aligns? Like, anybody who knows me knows I'm late for everything. Like, so I remember that morning going to get my makeup done. I was on time, and like not even on time like, oh, because I was rushing. Like, everything literally lined up.
The stars aligned that day.
Click, 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 click. Like, yeah, that was an awesome memory. So I would say our memory. Can I just digress for 1 second? Sure. Aubrey, everybody knows my girl, Aubrey Licious, so delicious. She had this Would You Rather game the other night, and it said, one of the questions was, Would you rather live the same day over every day for a year? Oh my goodness!
Can't have no dead air. Come on.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I gotta go back, but it was like, would you rather live the same day over every day for a year, or lose a year, or something like that? And it was like, no, I would rather live the same. And that was the day that I would want to live. I said our wedding day, yeah. But Aubrey gonna say, well, no, because that was my birthday, and I don't want to just keep having my birthday over and over.
It's like Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
A movie she probably shouldn't have seen. What's the greatest strength of our marriage?
Our friendship. Thank our friendship, because I think through that it's kind of, it's the foundation. Like a lot of things, I won't say a lot of things, but certain things that we overcome is because we're friends.
Mm-hmm.
A lot, things that we may do or not do is because we're friends. Like, I'm
things
not going to do
say
this.
Or not say.
Right. I'm not going to do this. Because it's like, even thinking back to the beginning of our relationship, it was like, don't take this the wrong way. Maybe I shouldn't even say this. Never mind. But but in a situation, it was like, not that an opportunity ever presented itself, but it's like, I wouldn't cheat on you, not be like, of course, because I just wouldn't cheat on you, but that's my friend. Like, I wouldn't want to see you hurt in that way. You know what I mean? Like, just certain things you think to yourself, yeah, I wouldn't do this, because in a relationship you're not supposed to do it. But even more, as my friend, I wouldn't want to hurt and even argue. And we feel like there's certain things that should just be off limits. You shouldn't say. I'm gonna say your mom when I want to, but
I don't think that should be off limits.
But
yeah, I don't think that's one of the things. Should be off limits.
Right, but name calling, that kind of stuff, but not just because we're husband or wife.
I think that'll add some levity to an argument. Like, if you just bust out and said your fucking mom, I would laugh like shit. Like, whatever we were arguing about, it would be funny. I would be like, you got a good one, man. You got that one. You got that one.
All right, yes. I think our friendship is our strength.
What is the greatest weakness of our marriage?
I think, and I know what you would say, but I think it's bigger than that. I know you would say communication, but I think it's not just communication. I think I don't know if it's ego or pride that drives our communication issues, but it's like we often face situations where neither one of us want to be wrong. Mm-hmm. I don't want to say neither one of us want to be the first to apologize, because if we are wrong, I don't think we've ever had an issue with apologizing. I think it's getting over that first hurdle and admitting or acknowledging where we're wrong, which I think is driven by ego. I think. So I would say ego, which snowballs into those bigger issues.
Since no one is perfect and a man will be a man, do you feel women should welcome the idea of being a ride or die chick?
No, because a man has to earn a ride or die chick.
Okay. So
saying no one is perfect and a man will be a man, what does that mean? A man will be a man. A man should be a man. That doesn't. A man should be a man.
You know what I'm.
I was gonna say a man will be a man implies, a man will cheat, but that's okay. That's just him being a man. No, I don't. A cheating man will be a cheating man. I'm not just accepting the fact that a man will be a man. He might stick his ding-a-ling in something every now and then and just, ride or die. No, a man will be a man, and a man who is a good man, an honest man, a faithful man, a loyal man, a committed man earns a ride or die chick. So I'm riding for you because you're the man that you're supposed to be. I ain't riding for you just because, a man will be a man and I'm just automatically claiming that title. You have to earn
your ride or dieism.
Exactly. My ride or die shit. You have to earn my ride or die shit.
This leads into my next question. Last question of this segment. What happened to getting married, staying married, and dying married?
The beginning part, people getting married for the wrong reasons. Today, there was a question, and Crystal, one of our faithful watchers, she had posed a question about, do you think, and this kind of ties into that a little bit, do you think it's a good idea to have sex do you think it's a good idea to not have sex before you get married? A lot of people, of course, were saying no. I gotta test drive it. I gotta see what it's like. And
she posted that way on YouTube.
No. She posted this. Say that again.
She posted it on YouTube.
No. It was a different forum. But a lot of people were commenting and saying, yeah, you got to test drive this, that, and the other. And my response was, is it a good idea? Yeah, it's a good idea. That's how God intended us to be. God didn't intend us to be out here test driving stuff. And I think too often people get caught up in things that shouldn't be the foundation of a relationship and get married for the wrong reasons. We all know as women, you can get stigmatized. And you test drive something that's all well and good and it is top of the line, top notch, diesel fuel, V8 engine, but it ain't good for you. But you done test drove it and you don't now know how to separate yourself from it, and you find yourself in a situation that you probably shouldn't be in. Now, that's not to say that you might not still have found yourself there had you not had sex, but I'm just saying, I think to answer your question, people get married for the wrong reason. That's why they can't stay married and die married. Also, I read something that says that people need to fall in love with people based on their integrity and not their personality. And that really made me think about the qualities that we look at in people. We don't look deep enough. Yeah, he's funny. Yeah, he's charming. Okay, but what is his soul like? What is her soul like? What is her heart like? I think that's part of the reason we are a society that we're not taught to look deeper and to marry for the right reasons. Mm-hmm. That's just my opinion.
The Christian reason.
And you know what? Yes, we're Christians,
but that's
and I'm gonna stand by that.
That's why people will have pushback, because they'll say, "I'm not Christian, so that's not my reason."
But I was gonna say, in Islam there are standards that I don't know too much about Islam, and I'm not gonna fake like I do. But I think in all religions,
I don't know if it's like that in Judaism. I don't know.
I don't either, but I'm almost sure fornication is fornication across all of them.
Yeah,
I think
it may be. But how can you say that about a religion that allows you to have multiple wives? So I just don't know. Let's do some research and come back to that next week or something to answer that question.
I don't really want to get into too much religion, but
Is fornication, just that one question, is fornication a no-no across all religions?
Okay.
And we'll come back to that.
All right.
3 from the gram. Couple on the gram had a slave-themed photo shoot. 6 pictures. 1 picture, man on his knees in chains, white lady over him. 2nd picture, she taking the chains off of him. 3rd picture, they like walking hand in hand. 4th picture, they in front of a house now. Now they showing him in his prosperity. He got on a top hat now and a big jacket. 4th picture, they all hugged up, and whatever, and so on. So the pictures they show at the end, they're in love and kissing and hugging. But slave theme photo shoot for their engagement wedding. Thoughts?
I feel like he probably was raised by white people who thought it's funny, who had that mentality of, your ancestors were slaved, or our ancestors were slave owners, but that don't have nothing to do with you. I mean, I don't even know, I can't even fathom in any mindset, any household, who would think that's okay. But I liken that to people who think, and again, everybody, this may be your twist, it just ain't for me. I don't think it's for you either. People who visit slave plantations.
Yeah, fuck that. Nobody want to go there.
Or people who get married because, it's this beautiful plot of land and it has these beautiful big trees. Guess what? People was hung from them trees, sis, bruh. Like, how, and it's not just white people, it's black people that do this too. I think in New Orleans they have
Well,
like
look at his dumbass participating in a goddamn
right.
slave
So
photo
that's what I'm
shoot.
saying. I liken that to people like that who it's like, do you not think there is nothing? Do you think that there are Jewish people going back to Auschwitz to say, oh, this is the sacred ground where the Holocaust happened? Let's have
come
our
visit
wedding
here.
ceremony held here.
Yep.
Who the hell does that? Like, who does that? So I mean, obviously there are people that do that, but why do we? It's almost like it almost epitomizes how us as black people, our history is not respected. Those grounds should be sacred ground. If you want to read about it in a museum, if you want to read about it in a history book, that's one thing. But nobody should be walking through visiting these places where horrific things have happened.
There's still souls there, like, and you will feel that. I don't give a shit who you are or how connected you or disconnected you are from it. Like, that shit is eerie to be in any place. It don't even have to be slaves. It could be in a house where 100 people was killed. That kind of significant death and murder, that shit never leaves. It's eerie.
It's like Gary Heidnick, you know, he's
like
a serial killer. If his house was entombed and like, oh, they put a fence around it and now you can come visit. Was that is that the man who had the bodies buried in the wall?
No, that's Marty Graham. Gary Heidnick was Buffalo Bill.
Marty Graham. He had bodies, you know, in the wall and in the floor. Do you want to walk through and see where this horrific stuff happened? I don't get it. But this kind of reminds me too of, I seen this story on the gram where this girl had posted a receipt and it was like, oh my God, y'all, his card declined. Somebody commented showing that she was frauding because it had an error code. And I guess this person either works in a restaurant or whatever. And they said, this error code is because the wrong PIN number was entered. If it was a card decline, the error code would have been blah, 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 blah. So basically, she put the wrong PIN number in on purpose so that it could decline so she could have a receipt, take a picture to create this whole facade of, oh, a man took her on a date. Long story short, people trying to go viral, people trying to do stuff for social media. And that's how I take these pictures. Like, they were trying to create some controversy. They had to know that this wouldn't go over well.
That's fairy tale.
And him, like, you're sometimes, and this is just me in my mind, and I know this will never happen. Sometimes I think the best that we can do for these people, don't even post it, don't even comment, because that's what they want. Just the attention.
Thousands of comments.
I know.
This is a two-part question. So, I saw this on the gram too. Is there such thing as a 50-50 relationship? Struggling and starving on vacation. Couple goes on vacation, a well-off couple. The couple that went on vacation split things 50-50 from the start. They've been together 2 years. The guy, his family is wealthy and affluent. So they go to some elaborate place, let's just say Greece or something like that. I can't remember where, but let's just say some elaborate place like Greece. And they do extravagant things. They go on excursions and things like that and eat at these fine restaurants. The girl, out of the 6 things that they did, the girl did 2 because she couldn't afford it. The meals that they ate, she didn't eat dinners and she ate like appetizers and stuff. And when he addressed her, you know, babe, how come you're not eating? How come you're not going out with us? She just broke down and said, you know, I can't really afford it. And I didn't know it was going to be this expensive. And I really want to go home. So in coming back home, do you think he was right or wrong in not supporting her while she was there? Or was their agreement to be 50-50 still stands, even in a place of, you might look and say, damn, she needs some comfort. Like, she with you, y'all sleeping together every night, but y'all have this agreement for 2 years that everything is 50-50. The trip, y'all split 50-50, the food, all that stuff, but she just can't keep up because you're going in these restaurants. And
so it's not so much 50-50, you take care of yourself, I'll take care of myself?
No, it's a 50-50 agreement is what it was said. I don't know the ins and outs. It just said it was a 50-50 agreement. She couldn't keep up her half with meals and things that they were doing on vacation because she couldn't afford it. She didn't know it would be that expensive. The restaurants that they were going to, the things that they wanted to do. So she didn't know a jet ski would be fucking $400 wherever the fuck they were. She didn't know that the
Well, that's what I'm
restaurant
saying. So
gonna
she
be-
was responsible for paying for herself.
Yeah.
He was responsible. She just couldn't keep up because she
Right.
couldn't pay for those things.
And he didn't make a soft landing. Like they finished the trip, came home, and who's right and who's wrong?
She's wrong for agreeing to participate in something that she had no idea of what it was going to cost. Now, and also in not being financially prepared. Yeah, you can go places and not really know, but I think you would have a ballpark idea of what stuff would
Right,
cost.
you would like research and say like where we going.
Yeah, I mean,
you kind of know him for 2 years, so you know what he like to eat and where he like to eat, where y'all eat at.
yeah,
He's not downgrading his meals
or
because he's
even-
with you, right? Like he's still eating at places he like, even though y'all not on vacation.
or even you would think like, okay, y'all been together for 2 years. Like, babe, I know we're going on this vacation. About how much you plan on taking, so I can kind of plan on the same amount. If he says, okay, well,
I'm taking 10,000.
right, and if she know that's out of her range, maybe she needs to reconsider. But if this isn't like things change because they were on vacation,
Right.
This has been their life that she's accepted. So, as a man, why he presented this idea, or who knows what his reason was in saying, hey, I think this should be the structure of our relationship, but she accepted it.
So he ain't wrong at all for not like looking out for her while they on vacation. Sam, babe, you ain't got to say I'm staying in a hotel. Come with us on this excursion. I got you. Like he shouldn't have did none of that. He should have just been like,
it would
the
have
agreement
been
is the agreement.
It would have been nice, but was he wrong for not? If that was what they agreed to, then he stuck to the agreement. It sucks. I mean, I hope that ain't her boyfriend no more.
Yeah. The caption was starving and on vacation.
Yeah, I hope that ain't her boyfriend no more.
Third thing from the gram.
That's the last thing you want, is to be with a man that you can't count on.
Couple got married and gave a menu with gave them, I don't even know how to explain it. They gave a menu with numerical amounts and food that you can get for the gift you give. So for a loving gift of $250, you can pick from the chicken and swordfish. From the silver gift of $251 to $500, you can pick from the chicken and swordfish, sliced steak, and poached salmon. From the gold gift from $501 to $1,000, you get the filet, lobster tails, sliced steak, poached salmon, chicken, or swordfish. For the platinum gift of $1,001 to $2,500, you get the 2-pound lobster and a champagne goblet and get to pick from all.
So obviously this is someone
Like,
who
what
was in
the
a
fuck
financial...
is that about?
Right, this is somebody who's in a financial class where they know that their guests would be willing to accept this kind of foolery. Because there's
Who the fuck?
There's nobody
Man.
that we know of. I would like to say probably nobody that you guys know of that would do some foolishness and not have their guests walk out.
Like who? If you even if you're bougie, this is offensive.
But I mean,
Even if you're bougie, somebody telling you this is offensive. Like I got to give you from $1,001